Good morning, good morning. We are in the soft morning light of a early morning rain. So we have the light on and it's a bit clouded outside. Not as early as it looks. Alright, you guys, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get right into a daily message from the Qur'an. And we will be going into part 13 of 2 Kings and learning about what is to come for Judah. Alright, let's go ahead and start out the day. We have the munchkins running in and out. I'm trying to keep the peace this morning, you guys. Alright, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Alright. So my thumb is right in between here, line 50 and line 51. This is from Surah 19, Maryam, or Mary. Okay. And we did discuss much of the Quran does bring up the super relevant individuals in the Bible. So this sounds like Maryam, right? Like Joseph's sister, but it's actually, or not Joseph, I'm sorry, Moses' sister, but it's actually translated to Mary. Mary. Okay, Maryam. Alright, this is line 50 and 51. 50, line 51. Alright, close this back up. Alright, and we have here of our mercy on them, and we granted them lofty honor on the tongue of truth. Also mentioned in the book the story of Moses, for he was specially chosen, and he was a messenger and a prophet. Fantastic. Alright, so we did discuss this honor, right? This power of Allah, this power of the Lord that has been bestowed upon the believers. And now we have a continuation of that honor. And not only honor, we have a lofty honor. And where does that honor derive from? It derives from the mercy of Allah, of Ar-Rahman, of Ar-Rahim, the most merciful, the bestower of mercy, or flip-flop that. The most merciful Ar-Rahman, the most merciful Ar-Rahim, the bestower of mercy. Okay? Alright, bestower of our mercy on them. So we thank Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim for this gift of mercy. Because what does it brings us? It brings us more blessing. Says here, and we granted them. Lofty honor on the tongue of truth. So this is an interesting part here, right? We have the lofty honor that we've been granted, right? But what is it on? It says on the tongue of truth. Based off of truth. Based off of truth. Because of truth. And then we're going to go ahead and talk about Moses' role in just a second and how that compares to your role as believers. little bit of outdoor ASMR this morning. I don't know if you guys can hear the birds. They're there. They're there. They open the door. I'm sorry to do this again, but they open the door and then don't come inside. They just want it open. You little freshie, come in. Yes, why don't you come inside? If you want to be inside. Oh, here comes the other one. Where's the little man? Come. Alright, everybody's in. You're not going out. You're not going out. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Also mentioned in the book the story of Moses, for he was specially chosen, and he was a messenger and a prophet. So we talk about Moses being specially chosen. Of course, he was specially chosen by God, but the chosen factor, right, that started very, very early on, just right after his birth, right, when all of the young boys were being murdered, essentially, for the supposed threat they had to the kingdom. Moses was set aside by his own mother. He was set aside, he was protected, he was hidden, and to go ahead and protect him further as he grew, she honestly had to get rid of him and put him in the basket, and he was then discovered by, and chosen, we should say, and chosen by the princess of Egypt. So it was a very, very special moment, because it does say that here he was specially chosen. So he was not only chosen to be protected by his mother, he was chosen by another matriarch in Egypt who would protect him further. He was chosen and welcomed into the family of the Egyptian royalty. So there was a few different ways that he was chosen, because God had already picked him and chose him to be both a messenger and a prophet. So he had an extraordinary life, truly a major anomaly here. Sorry, guys. I don't know if that helped any, but truly an extraordinary life. And he was an anomaly. Due to the fact that he was chosen in many, many different ways. And that is the role of a messenger and a prophet, right? Something will set you apart to be either or. And then we talk about us as believers. And what exactly does it mean to be a believer, or, a believer? I'm just going to title this believer. So the word believe is actually a very funny word, and I'll tell you why. You already might know why. I have something written down, actually, just to get the spelling right. Okay. And I do have a bit of lawn maintenance. I'm sure you guys can't hear it as bad as I can. But what I might do is just go in the room so my thoughts are not interrupted. We're just maneuvering all around today. Okay, that works for now. Let me just see what you can see behind me, so I'm not embarrassing myself. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so what does it mean to be a believer? The word believer is a funny word, and people often will take the word believe and look at it like it has the word lie in it. You know, how are we to believe? What is a lie? So, hold that thought. Come on. Follow me all. Good. Say hi to your little friend. Hi, friend. Hi, friend. Alrighty. So, yes, the word believe or believer has the word lie in it. Do you know why? When I read this word in the Quran yesterday as I was thinking about it, there is a word to belie, okay? That is an actual word, and looking up the definition of B-E-L-I-E, belie, it means fail to give a true notion or impression of something, or to contradict, okay? Or to fail to fulfill or justify a claim or expectation, to betray. So why would we call ourselves something that closely resembles the that closely resembles belie? The factor, right, that makes this belie word a good word and something with a positive connotation is the VER, or really the VER that's added at the end. So thinking of my knowledge, I was saying, okay, well, VERT is green. Means green, right? And so I was thinking, okay, green, it's healing. We're healing, right, those who belie, essentially. But looking even further, the root of VER, what does VER mean? It means truth. It means truth. So as a believer, okay, we transform the lies or the deception, right? The deception and the falsehoods that we see, we transform them into truth. Even what is a seemingly lie spoken by a believer, it becomes true through our own, we talked about this power that is instilled by the Lord, by our own power, our own godly ability, something that might be impossible, something that seems untrue, something that's just so far-fetched. We actually transform that into truth. Okay, so that is a very special thing. And that's what it means to be a believer, okay? And even to just believe, right? You have that element of truth behind the word. And it means even the misguided, right? Even the misguided, even the liars, even the not truth tellers, right? We make them, through our belief, we make them all of a sudden fine, good, true. Yes, you're right, I'm right. That type of energy. It's very kind of hard to explain. Actually, I went a little too deep on the edge there. But, the VER is the Latin root that means truth or true. Okay? So even the things that seem like lies, even the things that seems like deception, even the things that seem, confusing or, far-fetched, they're true. Go ahead and believe and become a believer so we can go ahead and exercise the power of the Lord to our full capabilities and our full abilities. Let's see. Truly good. Yeah, the root ver is easily recalled through the root very. When something is good, it is truly good. And we hear that a lot too, reading the Bible. Maybe it is the Quran. Verily? I think in both. Who knows? I forget. The word verily means truly I tell you, essentially. Truly I tell you, verily. Essentially, I think Jesus said that quite a bit. Yeah. But, I really wasn't going to go into the whole believer, but I guess this was a good time to talk about it, because we are talking about the lofty honor on the tongue of truth. That's where we stand. The tongue of truth. And so what does it mean to be a believer? Essentially is to be true or truthful. Good truth. Even the what's seeming like a lie is the truth. We can actually transmute the lies into truth. Says nobody is bad or evil, nothing is inherently wrong. The only one that can make that sound judgment at the end of time is our Lord, right? The one that we look to and the one that we speak on. And of course we can, have our opinions, and, we can guide people, we can correct people, but we're never going to call someone out for being not what we imagine, because we don't have the full power to go ahead and make certain judgments, because we don't know the full story. We don't have the perspective that God has at the end of the day. And, of course we can get close to that, in order to give advice and things like that. We can pray on it, we can connect with the Lord, imagine certain situations and scenarios, but we really will never be granted that full perspective, unless, of course, we ask for that to be revealed to us, perhaps in the afterlife, or after, things are said and done, if we need more understanding. But yes, that's what it means to be a believer, right? To go ahead and transmute the deception, transmute the lies into truth, essentially. Or what those, think are lies and deception. We transform that into truth. And we are true, So very, very good. We're going to go ahead and cut this here. 34. I have a good amount of time to do the 2 Kings. So let us do it. I will be right back. Thank you for listening. Catch you in just a minute.